a humble woman who dedicated her life to helping the less fortunate. She founded an institution to assist priests. Today's curiosities are about the newest saint of the Catholic Church, Saint Marie Léonie Paradis. Here are 12 facts about her. 12. Origin. Marie Léonie Paradis was born on May 12, 1840, in the town of Lacadie, in the province of Quebec, Canada. Growing up in a region marked by its rich Catholic heritage, she absorbed religious values from an early age, which would be fundamental to her life. Catholic devotion in Quebec shaped her spiritual path, propelling her to enter religious life at a young age. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so to not miss any curiosities about the saints. 11. Beginning of religious life. At the age of 14, in 1854, Marie Léonie Paradis began her religious journey by joining the community of the Sisters of the Holy Cross, also known as the Marianas. In this environment, she adopted the religious name Sister Marie de Saints Léonie. With a vocation focused on education, Marie Léonie quickly started teaching, first in Montreal, Canada, where she dedicated herself to the formation of youth and the spread of the Christian faith. Later, she was sent to the United States, where she continued her educational work. Her dedication and humility in teaching were hallmarks of this period, and her commitment to education shaped her future initiatives. These first steps in religious life paved the way for her founding a new order dedicated to serving and supporting priests. 10. Service to education. Marie Léonie Paradis dedicated a large part of her life to education, working in schools and seminaries where her vocation for formation and spirituality flourished. With a deep concern for providing an education that was not only intellectual but also moral and spiritual, she sought to inspire in young people the values of respect, humility, and devotion. Her work in educational settings also revealed her commitment to the Church's mission, offering a comprehensive education to students that included both knowledge and the cultivation of faith. This commitment to educate and inspire young people and future priests was a way to reinforce Christian spirituality in the upcoming generations, planting the seeds for a lasting legacy. Marie Léonie Paradis' involvement in education extended beyond the classroom, encompassing a maternal and guiding presence, offering support and guidance in a context of spiritual growth. Leave your prayer request in the comments so that Saint Marie Léonie Paradis may intercede for it before God. 9. Founder of an institution. In 1881, Marie Léonie Paradis founded the Institute of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family, a religious congregation created to support priests in their apostolic missions. Inspired by her vision that priests, as figures of Christ, needed both spiritual and practical assistance, Marie Léonie envisioned an institution that would offer this support through prayer and work. The Little Sisters of the Holy Family maintained a routine of fervent prayer, interceding for the strength and wisdom of the priests, and also provided concrete help in various daily tasks, allowing them to focus on their pastoral and spiritual missions. The institute became a symbol of humble and essential service in the Church, with its members dedicated to serving in a spirit of devotion and simplicity, inspiring the communities where they worked. The foundation of the Institute of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family marked a decisive step in Marie Léonie Paradis' journey. 8. Spirituality and charity. Marie Léonie Paradis' spirituality was deeply marked by piety and devotion, drawing direct inspiration from the example of the Virgin Mary. She believed that religious life should reflect an unconditional and sacrificial love, akin to that of Mary, dedicating herself to compassion and service. Driven by this vision, Marie Léonie dedicated her life to supporting the poorest and most needy, becoming a maternal and welcoming figure for those in difficult situations. She was often called the mother of all needs due to her readiness to address the demands of those seeking help and comfort. For her, charity was an essential expression of faith, and her spirituality involved concrete gestures of help and consolation. This devotion to service and compassion extended throughout her life and inspired her actions, both in the works of her foundation and in how she interacted with those around her. The spirituality based on piety and charity practiced by Marie Léonie became an example of faith in action. 7. Manual work. Manual work was a fundamental part of Marie Léonie Paradis' life and spirituality, reflecting her deep connection with the Holy Family in Nazareth. She believed that simple and humble work was not only a means of sustenance but also a way to express faith and service to God. This willingness for manual work demonstrated her understanding that the dignity of the human being is linked to effort and dedication in daily tasks. Marie Léonie saw in Jesus, Mary, and Joseph a model to follow, where work was not merely seen as an obligation but as a vocation that brings value to life. She encouraged her community to embrace this same attitude, recognizing that every task, no matter how small, was important and contributed to the well-being of others. 6. Fragile health. Marie Léonie Paradis' fragile health was a significant aspect of her life that did not hinder but, in fact, strengthened her commitment to her religious mission. From a young age, she faced various health challenges, including frequent episodes of pneumonia. These debilitating conditions could have discouraged many, but for Marie Léonie, they only served to deepen her determination and resilience. Despite her illnesses, she continued to work tirelessly in her educational and missionary activities. Her life was marked by an unwavering sense of responsibility and devotion, which inspired those around her. Marie Léonie believed that her suffering could be offered as a form of solidarity and love, not only for her sisters in the community but also for those in greatest need. Her example of perseverance and unshakable faith in the face of adversity is a source of inspiration for many. She understood that fragile health does not diminish the value of the service rendered. On the contrary, she saw her limitations as an opportunity to trust even more in God. This attitude not only strengthened her own spirituality but also encouraged her followers to embrace their own struggles with courage and hope. 5. Commitment to social justice. Marie Léonie Paradis' commitment to social justice was a natural extension of her deep spirituality and religious mission. From the beginning of her religious life, she demonstrated a strong social awareness, recognizing the needs of the poorest and most marginalized in her community. This concern was not merely an aspect of her life but a central principle guiding her actions and decisions. Marie Léonie dedicated herself to helping those in need in various ways. She firmly believed that the Church had a responsibility to care for the poor and that this care should be practical. In her activities, she organized efforts to provide assistance to the disadvantaged, promoting educational and support programs aimed at improving the lives of people around her. Her approach to social justice was deeply rooted in faith and spirituality, reflecting Jesus' teaching on the importance of serving others. Marie Léonie encouraged others to adopt an attitude of solidarity and compassion, fostering a spirit of community where everyone was called to contribute to the well-being of the most vulnerable. Additionally, her work at the Institute of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family exemplified her commitment to social justice. Through this institution, she sought to empower other women and youth to become agents of change in their own communities, emphasizing that everyone has a role to play in the fight against poverty and exclusion. 4. Impact on the community. The impact of Marie Léonie Paradis on the community is evident not only in her life but also in the achievements that followed her death in 1912. Throughout her life, she dedicated herself to service and education, establishing a solid foundation for her work that endured through the decades. Most notably, shortly after her passing, over 40 homes of the community of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family were founded, reflecting her lasting legacy of service and commitment to religious mission. These homes were established in various locations, both in Canada and in other regions, including the United States and Latin America. Each continued to implement the principles that Marie Léonie championed: attentive care for the needs of the poor, the promotion of education, and the creation of a safe space for women and youth. In addition to founding institutions, Marie Léonie also influenced how Catholic communities understood their role in society. The work of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family emphasized the importance of being present where there was suffering and need. This shaped a new vision of what it meant to live the Christian faith, encouraging other religious institutions to adopt a similar approach in their own practices. 3. Beatification. The beatification of Marie Léonie Paradis, which took place in 1984 by Pope John Paul II, represents a significant milestone both in her life and for the religious community she founded. By beatifying Marie Léonie, the Church recognized that she lived a life of heroic virtues and that her example can serve as inspiration for the faithful. Humility was a striking characteristic of her life, and her motto, "Be humble, without any pretense," reflects this fundamental virtue. Marie Léonie always sought to serve others, especially the most needy, and her life was dedicated to supporting priests and working with underprivileged communities. Marie Léonie not only contributed to education and social support but also challenged the norms of her time by founding a religious community dedicated to helping others. 2. Children of the Community. The community of the Little Sisters of the Holy Family, founded by Marie Léonie Paradis in 1881, remains active and vibrant, demonstrating that her legacy of service and devotion continues to resonate in new generations. Since its founding, the community has dedicated itself to supporting priests and working with the most needy, reflecting the principles of love, charity, and humility that Marie Léonie cherished. Today, the Little Sisters of the Holy Family maintain a significant presence in various regions, both in Canada and in other countries, including the United States and Latin America. The community's mission expands beyond prayer and assistance to priests, encompassing various social and educational activities aimed at meeting the needs of disadvantaged communities. The sisters who are part of the community not only continue to promote spirituality based on piety and action but also adapt to contemporary challenges, finding new ways to help and support those in vulnerable situations. The formation of new vocations within the community is a clear sign that Marie Léonie's inspiration still lives on, encouraging young people to dedicate themselves to religious life and service to others. 1. Canonization and Liturgical Day. The canonization of Marie Léonie Paradis, also known as Sister Marie de Saints Léonie, occurred on October 20, 2024, in a ceremony that brought together faithful from various parts of the world. This event, presided over by Pope Francis, was a significant milestone in the history of the Catholic Church, highlighting the life and virtues of a woman whose mission and legacy continue to impact society. Her feast day is celebrated on October 20th. And we have reached the end of another story full of curiosities. Don't forget to leave in the comments which saint you would like to see here on the channel. Until the next story.